All right, today I'm gonna be training back. I'm just gonna explain this as I go rather than doing commentary over top of it. So a couple different movements, and as I've been doing down below, I'm gonna have the full workout so you can do it yourself if you wanna try it out. So the first thing that I have, I'm gonna be doing wide grip pull-ups. I'm going as wide as I can. So the only focus I have on here are the shoulder blades coming apart as far as they can and then coming back in. So I'm going up, letting the shoulder blades come wide, and then as I come down and pull my shoulders from my ears towards my hips, I'm squeezing those in, and then to finish out the stretch and the contraction, I'm bending at the elbows. So, but the elbow bend isn't my main concern, because what I would be doing if that was my main concern is I'd be up here and I'd just be doing this, or I'd be all back here and this here. So really the only thing that's getting worked or a contraction and a stretch is like the rear delts and biceps, and then the rest is just staying tight there. So I'm working the back. I want to make sure that's moving. All right, I'm going real wide. Lats come apart. Squeeze those shoulders down towards the hips and pull. Also, if you can and you want to get a better contraction in the back, instead of just pulling with the lats here, you can pull with the lats and then pull back this way and touch your chest to the bar. And then instead of just working the lats, you're going to hit a little bit of the traps, the delts. You can hit a little bit more of that way and get a little bit more thickness to the back, rather than just width in the lats. So I'll show you what that looks like. Same width, coming up. Still staying controlled, it's just that instead of pulling the bar down here, you're pulling down and then back this way, and it's just gonna contract everything in the back rather than just focusing on the lats like I was doing previous. So next we're gonna do a ring pull-up. So that is gonna be here. Now with rings, how I'm gonna do them today is I'm pulling straight down and tucking my elbows in. So stretching, sticking my head through, getting a good stretch. As I come down, coming down, pulling the rings in front of my body here, and squeezing, tucking the elbows in nice and close to the side, getting a good contraction at the top in my back. So a little bit different pull where we went wide, really wide before. We're going close, but almost pulling around the body here rather than just pulling straight down. See, if I pulled straight down, the rings would come out here, and well, it might make you look a little bit better, but for me, just personally, this is what I do. I like to stay athletic, so I like to do a lot of ring work. And so if I was pulling just straight down, letting my elbows flare out this way, that doesn't translate to the goals that I have for the stuff that I like to do, like ring work. So if I want to pull myself up onto the rings, I can't just pull myself this way and then wrench my elbows over. I have to pull around and then get over on top of them. So this translates to what I want to do for my goals. So that's what I'm doing. And if you're working on ring muscle ups or you want to do ring work, this is going to be a great one for you. Every once in a while, it depends on if I do it first in my workout. my hypertrophy work, or second, to where I'll put a weight in between my feet or a belt with a weight on it and then pull, and that makes ring work so much easier. Ring muscle ups and stuff like that, so much easier if you can really focus on controlling this bottom portion. All right, next movement, seal rows. So with this one, you can do the same row a bunch of different ways. But main pointers on this is that when you're grabbing onto the bar and you're pulling, you want to make sure you're externally rotating the shoulders here. So that's like you're bending the bar before you even pull. So the whole time you should be trying to bend that bar, and that's going to engage your back right away from the beginning. Second thing is, same thing we were talking on the pull-ups, protraction and retraction as you're going through this. So not protraction so much to where you're just relaxing everything, but you do need the back, the muscles in the back to actually stretch and contract to work. So if you're working your back and you're just keeping it retracted like this and pulling, that would be like doing a bicep curl and just going like this for your bicep curl and not stretching the bicep out and then contracting again. Same thing as if you have it stretched all the way out here and you're trying to pull like this. It'd be like having your arms stretched out trying to do a bicep curl and just doing this here and thinking it's a bicep curl. So even though that's under slight tension, it's not going through, the stretch, the concentric, the contraction, and the eccentric. So it's not going through those parts of the muscle movement. So those are the tips and pointers that I have. When you set up for this, you want your back nice and solid. So push your feet up into the air. Grab that bar, bend the bar, and pull. All right, next movement. We have a single arm dumbbell row. So with this, and saying this, we're gonna go light, and we're gonna make sure that we're getting a good stretch and contraction on the back, not swinging and jerking. So I like to use the rack here. It just seems like the perfect height. And then, if you're up here, it's gonna be pretty high. You wanna make sure it's an actual row. So get your body as parallel to the ground as you can. I like to put my feet in line here, so one right behind the other. And I just feel a better stretch with that. I feel like if my feet are next to each other and I start rowing, I use my legs too much to control the twist of where my body is. Whereas if it's here, it comes down, and my shoulders almost have to stay right in line, or else I'm gonna tip over. So. All right, with this, time under tension is huge. So when you're doing this, there's different types of weight training that you can do. Right now, we're doing sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, which is kind of like size gains, okay? And then there's gonna be myofibrillar hypertrophy, which is gonna be more of your strength gains. They go hand in hand to a point, but we're focused on time under tension, right? And then there's CNS training, which is gonna be your central nervous system training. So there's the hypertrophy that we're doing right here, that I'm doing right here, which is time under tension, okay? So I'm focused on the muscle I'm working, I have mind-muscle connection to what I'm working, that it's stretching, it's going through those parts of the muscle movement that I was talking about prior, right? So the stretch, the concentric, the contraction, and the eccentric, right? So we're going through that right now. And then there's your strength, which is gonna be like my probably most likely compound movements, really heavy for like a 1 to 3 or maybe even 1 to 5 reps, right? And then there's my CNS, right? My central nervous system, which is like your cleans, your muscle ups, snatches, stuff like that, which is your central nervous system. Your motor recruitment patterns. It's gonna be like your Olympic lifts, CrossFit's big into it. So when you're doing this motion for hypertrophy, like we're going through right now, or like this workout is for, I do all of them. So I do the central nervous system, I like to have strength gains, and I like to go through this hypertrophy. This sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is probably my favorite because it's the hardest, really, in my opinion, the hardest to understand. Everything else, like motor recruitment patterns and stuff like this, but the sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, there's so much more that goes to it throughout the rest of your day, like nutrition and whatnot. So there's a difference between the row that I'm doing here, like this, right? Okay? And grabbing a dumbbell and doing this. Okay? Those two motions look different. You know, even if I were to grab this dumbbell and just, you know, even if it was a slow momentum, I'm still not focused on what I need to focus on. So, take this big boy right here, put it away, make yourself some hypertrophy gains, all right? So this is what we want here. Now, I am going to go into cleans, muscle ups, snatches, stuff like that, that is motor recruitment patterns, or you could call it central nervous system work, because I think that's fun. Working out's fun to me. I don't take one thing and just do that one thing. If something's not fun, sometimes I usually don't really do it because working out is something I enjoy. So I still do my cardio. I do longer distance running or jogging. But, all right, back to our single arm row. One of the reasons my foot is back here too is I'm trying to elongate this. So your lat comes from here, or from your upper back, and it connects down here. So you'll notice that if you grab onto something and you stretch your lat and then you put your foot back and you get your hip to open up on this side and drop down, you're gonna notice you get a much deeper stretch in your lat. It's gonna be almost like a burn. So when I'm doing this, I'm gonna open that hip up, so when I come down, I'm getting a good stretch before I come back up. Our last exercise, we have a neutral grip row. So if you have a cable machine, you could do neutral grip row on the cable machine. Same thing, I just enjoy free weights more than I enjoy cables. So I got my dumbbells here, neutral grip, parallel to the ground. We're going to superset that with flies. So these aren't going to be rear delt flies. They're going to be flies for your back, so your traps, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to grab some 15s. Right here, you want to control the weight. Make sure you're protracting and retracting, moving that muscle that you want to work. come back, squeeze every time. So separate the shoulder blades, squeeze the shoulder blades. Get that chest out, squeeze. Separate them, squeeze them. Make sure that muscle's working.